Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvebhyah Namaskaraha.
Namaskaraha.
Astu. So last class we studied, we learned 2 stotras. So let's start. Who wants to chant the shloka on Krishna and tell the meaning? Yeah, Rukmini ji, go ahead.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Vande Jagat Gurum. I salute Krishna, the Lord. Vasudevam, the Lord. Vasutam Devam, the teacher. Kamsa Chanura Mardanam. He has Vadanam. He has Vad. He has killed Kamsa and Chanura both. And he is Devaki's happiness. Devaki's glory. Devaki Paramanandam. Krishnam. He is the Krishnam means beauty and salute the world's teacher, Jagat Guru. So to him, my salutations. Vande.
So Vasudeva Sutam is son of Vasudeva.
Son of Vasudeva.
Krishna means one who makes others happy is called Krishna. Okay. Mohini, what about you?
Saraswati shloka.
What about Hanuman? We learned 2 slokas last time.
Yeah, Manojavam. Okay. Manojavam Marutatullya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasanamami. So Manojavam, he is like the mind. Maruta Tulya Vegam, he has the speed of wind. Maruta Tulya Vegam. Jitendriyam, someone who has like control of his senses. Jitendriyam. Buddhimatam Varishtam, like the intellect wise, he is the greatest. Buddhimatam Varishtam. Vatatmajam, he is the son of wind, Vayu. Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam. He is the leader for the Vanaras. He's the greatest among the Vanaras. Sri Ramadutam Shirasanamami. He is Sri Rama's Dutam would be servant. Shirasanamami. I bow down to this Hanuman.
Yeah, so a couple of things. So Manojavam is, we say, speed of the mind. So he's not, we don't say he's like the mind.
Okay, the speed
he's as swift as the mind is.
Okay.
And as the wind is. So Manojavam and Marutatullya Vegam so symbolize that speed.
Okay.
Okay. And then Ramadutam. So Ramadutam there is the ambassador of Rama. Duta.
Yeah, Dutam is ambassador.
So Duta can mean spy. Duta can mean many things. So a person who is sent by the king to do a particular job. Even in modern, in democratic governments also, a person like the home minister or the foreign minister, could be called a Duta, potentially. Okay. So, Deena ji. Sri Krishna and Hanuman. Can you chant one of the slokas?
Did you say my name? Whose name?
Yeah, Beena. I call out Beena ji. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry, I did not hear that. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsa Charunamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Yeah. Prasad.
Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Yeah. Hem. Hanuman shloka.
Okay. Manojavam Marutatuल्य Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami.
Good. Meenakshi. Then Hema.
मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयुतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि.
Yeah. Vanara Yutha Mukhyam.
वानरयुतं.
Good.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Yeah. So that's good. So that is commonly when we study Bhagavad Gita, we chant that Vasudeva Sutam. It comes in the middle of this Gita Dhyana Shloka, as I mentioned last time. Okay. So today, do you all get the Guru Vandana Stotras by WhatsApp? Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay. So generally, those who are studying our Shastram, generally, so when we get into studying our Shastram, then in a setting like that, in a class like that, we begin our study, begin every class by a series of shlokas. And these shlokas will be in praise of our Acharyas. And so that is what this Guru Vandanam is all about. And in our Vedanta class, we chant these shlokas. And so let us look at it. Very important for not just for a student of Vedanta. We have Guru Purnima. We have our Jayantis of our Acharyas. So during those times, the Guru Stotram and then Guru Ashtakam, these are all chanted. Akhanda Mandalakaram, many of you know. So like that, very, very prasiddha. So we need to know these things. So I felt we should learn it. So let's see. So the first verse here, written in this page number 58 in my book, it starts with ShrutismrutipurANAnAm. This is a shloka on Adi Shankaracharya. So our Shastram means, when we say, we mean the Vedas, and we mean Upanishads within the Vedas. We mean the Bhagavad Gita. We mean the Brahma Sutram and many texts written by Vedavyasa. And we mean many texts written by Adi Shankaracharya and many Acharyas in the recent past and distant past. And when we study the Shastram, generally we cannot study an Upanishad unless we read the commentary of Adi Shankaracharya of the Upanishad. Or even the Bhagavad Gita, which has so many hundreds of verses. Because some verses we don't know how to properly understand them. And then you read Shankaracharya, Shankaracharya elaborates that. So that is why we place a lot of importance on Shankaracharya, who lived some 1,500, 400 years ago, and by another account, 2,500 years ago. So you can imagine how even the Upanishads and Vedas, they were all just spoken, and they are still there today. So that's amazing. That shows how many thousands of years it's coming through this, they call Karna Parampara. Those days there was no writing and all that. There were no PDF files. The people could open a PDF file and then just chant. No WhatsApp and pictures and all that. So look at this. ShrutismrutipurANAnAm. Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So what is the main sentence in this shloka? Namami is there. So by now you must know what is the subject of Namami. In that sense, Aham. Mohini said Aham. So Aham Namami. I salute. The Aham is not there in this sentence, but you must add Aham. You can add within brackets Aham Namami. Namami implies Aham Namami. Now, I salute whom is the question, next question. So we can pick, there are many words in this, and we can pick the main word called Shankara. Shankaram Namami. Aham Shankaram Namami. Now, every other word in this must therefore be a word that describes Shankara in some way. So we will see that. Okay, so the first word that describes him, Aham Alayam Shankaram Namami. Aham Alayam Shankaram Namami. This Shankara, who is an Alaya? What Alaya means? Pustakalaya, like this we say. A place where there is something, a lot of something, is called Alaya. Granthalaya, correct. They say Granthalaya in Sanskrit. Probably in Hindi also they will say that. So now the question becomes, he is a repository of what? What is there in Shankara? Here the author says, ShrutismrutipurANAnAm Alayam. A repository of Shruti, Smriti and Puranas. Now, Shruti means Vedas. That word Shruti, of course, in music it means other things. It means the background, the Shruti, the pitch is. But here Shruti does not mean pitch, it means Vedas, Shruti. Yat Shrutam Tat Shruti. Then Smriti. Smriti also refers to our texts. All our Sanatana Dharma texts other than the Vedas is called Smriti. In particular, Smriti means that which is created by a human mind. Vedas we don't say is created by a human mind. We use a word called Apaurusheyam for the Vedas. Apaurusheyam. Paurusheyam means created by the human being, by the human mind. Apaurusheyam, not created by the human mind. So this we must understand clearly about the Vedas. So everything other than the Vedas is referred to as Smriti. Smriti. product of a human mind. Remembered, sometimes some memory, product of a human mind which has the ability to remember, recollect, create, produce, etc. So that is Smriti. And third word within this first word is Purana. Purana. So, 18 Puranas Vyasa wrote. And some Markandeya Purana, Harishchandra Purana, like this big list is there. And most popular, yes, next week we are going to have this Bhagavat Saptah in our center here. So we live here where there are 4 senior citizen homes. So periodically we get to listen to many good programs. So Bhagavata Saptah, Krishna Premi, there is one Mahatma who was very popular in Tamil Nadu. And his daughter is going to give that Bhagavata Saptah. So these Puranas are so vast that only somebody like Veda Vyasa could have written. And here it says, ShrutismrutipurANAnAm Alayam, the repository of all these things which Shankara did not write, really speak. What has Shankara got to do with all this? Vedas existed before Shankara. Puranas existed before Shankara. And Smriti is there. Yeah, Shankara also wrote. And before Shankara also a lot of people wrote. And here it says Shankara is a repository of all of that. That tells us something. It tells us that because of his commentaries, bhashyas of the Upanishads, of the bhashyas of the Brahma Sutra, and of his own writing, he's written so many texts, like Upadesha Sahasri, Dakshinamurti Stotram, like that. He has written, literally, he has written probably 70, 80 works. On top of that, he has written stotras on every Devi and every Devata that you can imagine. So that the other day in class, I showed a book, and so much he has written. Therefore, he is considered as a repository of Shruti, Smriti, and Puranas, because he is an avatara. He's an avatara. We will see next. He's going to talk in the next sloka what kind of avatar he is. So with that kind of knowledge, he is therefore a repository, a storehouse of Shruti, Smriti, and Puranas. And then next description is Karunalayam. Karunalayam. Again, same Alayam word, repository of an abundant, a place where there is an abundance of Karuna. Karuna means, of course, Daya, compassion. Dayalayam. So Dayalayam, very interesting word Acharya has used here, Dayalayam. You have to put yourself 1500 years, 2000 years ago. I don't know how we are going to put ourselves, because we don't know what life was 2000 years ago. We can't imagine life without a phone. We can't imagine life without electricity. So how we are going to imagine ourselves 2000 years ago? Imagine means what? How are you going to imagine? We can't imagine. No, I used to live in a village. My parents, I was born in a village, suppose you say. Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. So I remember those times too. There was no electricity. It will come occasionally. It will come for a few minutes. For 1 hour, it will be there. Oh, and then we used to huddle around the light, and then we used to play some cards, and we used to do all kinds of things. So like that life was. And we used to have a well there, so we used to get water from the well. So those kinds of things we can remember. Now, during Shankara's time, coming to the writing of the scriptures, that is the context, writing of the commentaries, how did he write all this? They say palm leaf manuscripts. That is what they say. palm leaf manuscript, that how to imagine that? That also we are finding it difficult. And they used to have a pen and a sharp needle, and then they used to probably have some ink, or maybe they didn't have ink, but they used to have a way of writing it in the palm leaf, which is prepared in a particular way so that it can capture the writing, and it is dried and it is preserved. Okay, so much they used to do, and he did all that. And the volume, if you write see the volume of work he has done, we don't know, we really don't know how these things work. So how much painstaking work, and that much work he has, right? For us to write one sentence, one paragraph. Now these days, even forget writing a paragraph. Reading a paragraph is a problem. So WhatsApp, you look, more than one page on the phone is too much. That we can't handle. So scroll up, next two lines somebody has written. That I can read. So see, look at that attention span. So therefore, he is Karunalayam. Because he didn't have to do all this. They are not obligated to do all these things. Only Karuna, pure Karuna, compassion must have been there. Correct? Must have been there. Otherwise, how this kind of outpouring of writing? Not possible otherwise. Therefore, Karunalayam. Then next one, what? Bhagavat Padam. Bhagavat Padam. So this is a technical word that often we use in our Shastram. Bhagavat Padam. We do namaskar and we touch the feet of all people who are revered, starting from our parents onwards, everything we do. And therefore, what to talk of somebody like shankarAchAryam, somebody like our Guru. And so, these are the feet of Bhagavan. I consider your feet to be the feet of Vishnu, Shiva, Devi, Saraswati, everybody. It's a Bhagavat Padam. That is, and therefore we also do something called Pada Puja. Very big. These are all wonderful traditions that the world should come to know of. And so Pada Puja is there, and so that those feet, we revere those feet. And so Bhagavat Padam, the one, here it says one who is revered, which is good, that itself is good. Or the feet of the Lord. Bhagavatam Padam. Yasya Saha Bhagavat Padaha Tam Bhagavat Padam. That is a way to look at it. So Shankaram, we said earlier, Shankaram Namami. Sham, we have to remember, Sham means Mangalam. Sham means what is beneficial to us, beneficial to humanity. Sham, from which the word Shambhu also has come. So Shankaram, Sham Karoti, jo Sham karta hai, wo Shankar hai. Sham Karoti iti Shankaraha. And then Loka Shankaram. So Lokanam Shankaraha. So Lokaha here means the world. Lokaha means the world. The world that we know. The world that we know of, which is this Bhuloka, which is this earth. And the people of this entire humanity, he is the one who gives blessings. Why entire world? I thought only Hindus he blesses. Who else studies his works? If we say, well, the topic is such. The topic is such, it is not some astronomy or some aeronautics or some biology or zoology, which if you want, you can learn. If you don't want, you don't have to know anything about atoms and germs and all that. So here, this is about human aspirations, human goals, about what the human being is fundamentally seeking. And so then it becomes a topic, a universal topic. Universal topic. Therefore, it is Lokanam Vishaya, a topic meant for entire humanity. Therefore, Loka Shankaram. Okay? So, let me chant this once and then you can repeat that. ShrutismrutipurANAnAm Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So I think you all should be able to chant it, presumably, without having to repeat it. So let's go from top left of my screen. So Mohini, Rukmini, Beena, in that order.
Shrutismrutipurāṇānaṁ Ālayam Karuṇālayam Namāmi Bhagavatpādam Shankaram Lokashankaram.
ShrutismrutipurANAnAm Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Yeah.
Shrutismrutipurāṇānāṁ Ālayam Karuṇālayam Namāmi Bhagavatpādam Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Good. Prasad, Ashutosh, Hema.
Shrutismrutipurāṇānāṁ Ālayam Karuṇālayam Namāmi Bhagavatpādam Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Good.
Shrutismrutipurāṇānāṁ Ālayam Karuṇālayam Namāmi Bhagavatpādam Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Yeah. Bhagavat Padam.
Yeah. Bhagavat Padam.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Meenakshi.
Shrutismrutipurāṇānaṁ Ālayam Karuṇālayam Namāmi Bhagavatpādam Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Good. So, does anybody want to say the meaning in simple words? Make an attempt. So let me actually do this. Maybe I should translate this shloka, which is given here. So I prostrate to Shankara. I salute Shankara. I worship Shankara, who is the repository of the Vedas, of the Smriti, which I don't know how to translate, of the Smriti, and of the Puranas. Puranas. So Purana, the literal meaning of Purana is Pura eva Navaha. Pura eva Navaha. So Pura means ancient, Nava means fresh, new. That which is old and yet fresh is called Purana. Okay, not the Hindi Purana. So this is the Sanskrit Purana. Beautiful, is it not? That which is ancient, old, and yet it is fresh. Why it is fresh? Because the problems the people had thousands of years ago apparently is not different from the problems we have. That is why whatever is there, all the messages here are still fresh. And the stories, Ramayana serial comes on the TV, everybody finishes their dinner or lunch, whatever. Come on. Everything cleaned up, house, all work happens very fast at home. And even children all all running around. And then finally, 8 o'clock, everybody sits in front of the TV. And so, hey, Ramayana, don't you know Ramayana? Yes, I know. Then why are you sitting in front of the TV? I don't know. I want to see it again. So, fresh, very obvious. Purana, so Pura eva Navaha. Okay. So, I salute that Shankara, who is a repository of the Vedas, the Smriti and Puranas, and who is an embodiment of compassion, who is a storehouse, who is flowing with compassion, who is revered Bhagavat Padam, and who gives blessings and happiness to the entire world. Loka Shankaram. That is the meaning. Okay. So does anybody want to say the meaning in one sentence?
Yeah. I salute Adi Shankara, who is abode of Shruti, Smriti, Vedas, Smriti, and Puranas, who is the repository of compassion, and who gives happiness to the entire world, and who is very much revered.
Correct. Okay. So now we will look at the second shloka here on this page. Shankaram shankarAchAryam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Shankaram shankarAchAryam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. So I think by now you should know what is the verb in this sentence. Suppose I ask you, what is the verb in this sentence? What will you say?
Vande.
Vande. Vande. Where did we see Vande? Lot of places.
Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. And in the shlokas we learned also.
Vande Jagadguru.
Krishnam Vande Jagadguru.
Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Correct. Just last class. So Vande means Namami. There is literally no difference between the two. Vande. So Aham Vande, you can add Aham somewhere there. And then Aham Kam Vande. Who do I worship? So here we must say Aham Bhagavantau Vande. Bhagavantau Vande. We have to use the word Bhagavantau here. Bhagavantau means two Bhagavans are called Bhagavantau. Okay, two Bhagavans, if I can use that word. Two Ishwaras, two people, two gods, if I can say. I salute two. So we must look for which two, who are those two. So one is Shankaram Vande. So you can see the first word is Shankaram. Aham Shankaram Vande. Aham Keshavam Vande. The third word is Keshav. So Aham Bhagavantau Shankaram Keshavam Cha Vande. In Sanskrit, Cha means and. Cha is and. So Shankaram Keshavam Cha Vande. These two, Bhagavantau Vande. Okay. So Shankara. No, in fact, we should put it differently, I think. We should say Aham shankarAchAryam Vande. I should change what I said now. And Aham Badarayanam Vande. I salute Shankara because shankarAchArya is mentioned here. So we have to use that word as the main word, shankarAchAryam. And then Badarayanam, which stands for Vyasa. Vyasa is also called Badarayana. So these two I salute. How do I salute? Shankaracharyam Shankaram iti matva vande. I look upon Shankaracharya as Shiva himself. None other than Shiva. Shankara here means Shiva. So I look upon Shankaracharya as an avatar of Shiva. And likewise, Badarayana Vyasa. I look upon Vyasa as Vishnu, Keshava. Keshava here is Vishnu. As an avatar of Vishnu. That is how important they are for me, both Shankara and Vyasa. And tells a little more about these two avatars. Sutra Bhashya Kritau. Sutra Bhashya Kritau. So, Kritau, they did something. They're known for something, it seems. And it says, Sutra Bhashya Kritau. Sutram. Here, Sutram refers to something very specific called Brahma Sutram. So, when one studies Vedanta, they study a lot of introductory texts. Then they study Bhagavad Gita. Then they study the Upanishads. Then they study the commentary of Adi Shankaracharya, commentary by Adi Shankaracharya of these Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. And then they study other smritis, other texts written by Sadashiva Brahmendra, Adi Shankaracharya, and Bharati Tirtha. Like this, our Acharyas have written many books and we read those. Finally, what they do, they study what is called Brahma Sutram. So Brahma Sutram is a text written by Veda Vyasa, which has some 500 plus sutras. Sutra, the word sutra itself, it means something very brief and cryptic. Very brief and cryptic. And it is really a genius of our culture to have come up with something called a sutra. Sutra. And trying to give an example. So, so Panini's work is also called sutra. So, Ashtadhyayi has sutras, which give us a language which generates the entire Sanskrit language from letters, from A, I, E. It creates the entire language. Okay, that is Panini Sutra. It's a science which generates the language. So like to remember the periodic table of elements. When we were in school, some of you may remember, we used to remember all these elements, correct? So carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, all these things are there. And we saw a nice table called periodic table of elements. So one of my classmates memorized this entire table of elements. And one day he came and he started saying, he said, ha ha. What? Ha ha. So aha means what? That first ha represents hydrogen, which is the first element of the periodic table. Then the second ha is he, which is helium. He is helium. Like this he went on. I don't remember everything now. Ha ha. And then Libabortnofni, Li means lithium, B is boron. Like that, beryllium. Like this he went on. And we had so much fun that day. Because he was correct. Every letter was said. So we will consider that as a long sutra. Long sutra. Because very cryptic, yet it is very expressive. It means very, very meaningful. Just a simple example. But like that, Panini Sutras are all like that. And it's a language, you have to learn the language. Because simply if somebody comes and tells you, haha, liver bottom of me, you won't understand anything. Because it is not any language. It is not English, it is not Sanskrit, it is not Telugu, it is not French, it is not Latin. So no linguistic expert also can come and tell you what it means. Likewise, Panini Sutras like that. Beautiful it is. And someday, we will hopefully get a chance to study that. So Sutram here means, Brahma Sutram of course is not like that. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. That is the first Sutram. And here there are very, very proper Sanskrit words. Atha, Atho, Brahma Jigyasa. So not cryptic like the Libabortn of name. Okay. Sanskrit words. But these words are so, if you just simply look up a dictionary and look up and write the meaning, it won't work. You need a teacher to unfold it. We need Adi Shankaracharya who's written pages and pages on these sutras. And so that work is very important for us because it reveals, it tells us how to interpret the Vedas, the Upanishads. It tells us a lot of things, including how to teach this, how to communicate this, and so on and so forth. It's very vast. And so that word sutra here, look at that, just one word sutra, how much there is to know there. So, Veda Vyasa's Brahma Sutra is what is referred to by the word sutra here. Then Bhashyam. So by now you know Bhashyam means what? Bhashyam refers to Shankara's commentaries on Upanishads, on Bhagavad Gita, on Brahma Sutra. These are the three main things over which he has written Bhashyam. There are other things like Vishnu Sahasranama Ityadi that he has written, and that is called Bhashyam, very important text through which gives us the access to Upanishads. Gives us access to Upanishads, right? Okay, Sutra Bhashya Kritau. These two who have written the Brahma Sutra and the commentaries, and then Punaf Punaf Vande, Punaf Punaha. Again and again I salute. I salute again and again. Because no amount of worshipping these two and thinking of these two is enough. So much work they have done. And in any way, they are not going to be flattered by our worship. They don't need the flattery. So for my own sake, I worship them again and again. Again and again. So, Aham Bhagavanto Vande. Aham Shankaracharyam Badarayanam Bhagavanto Vande. Aham Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Bhagavanto Vande. Aham Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande. Aham Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Punaha Vande. Correct? You follow how we built that sentence? Starting from Aham Vande. So Aham Vande, Aham Bhagavanto Vande, Aham Shankaracharyam Badarayanam Bhagavanto Vande, Aham Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Bhagavanto Vande, Aham Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Bhagavanto Vande, then Punaf Vande. Correct? So let's chant that once here. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Punaha. So Mohini, Rukmini, Beena.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Punaha.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Good.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Good. Hem, Prasad and Meenakshi.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Yeah.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Yeah.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Good. Ashutosh and Hema.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Yeah.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Yeah. So now we will. So yeah, does anybody want to say the meaning of this? Yeah, briefly. Meenakshi.
Okay. I salute to Shankaracharya, who's considered as Lord Shiva. Also, Badarayanam, who is none other than Vedavyasa, and who's considered as Vishnu here. And they have also written, okay, hold on, Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande. Yes, I salute to them who has written scripts such as Brahma Sutra, which was written by Vedavyasa, and also Bhashyam, which is none other than Shankaracharya's commentaries on Upanishads, etc. I worship them again and again.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So I salute again and again Adi Shankaracharya, who I look upon as Shiva, and Vedavyasa, who I look upon as Vishnu, who have written the Brahma Sutra and commentaries of our sacred texts. Yeah, I suppose that's it. And so Bhagavanta, so the venerable ones who wrote Bhashyas and Brahma Sutras respectively. Yeah. Okay. So now I think we have time for this one, next one also. Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So here, we've studied shlokas on so many devatas, Krishna and Saraswati, Lakshmi. We've studied Hanuman, etc. Now we have an interesting devata. So in fact, Dakshinamurti is the name here. So you don't hear people saying, let's go to the Dakshinamurti temple today. So that generally you don't hear that statement, right? So because I suppose, I don't know if I should say that, but Dakshinamurti becomes when a person begins to get into the scriptures, get into the study of scriptures, then Dakshinamurti becomes important. Dakshinamurti is Shiva. Dakshinamurti Shiva, first, number one. Shiva. Like Krishna is Vishnu. So, Vishnu, we know who Vishnu is. This Ananta Shayana who is lying on the serpent, powerful serpent, and with a lotus coming out of his nabi, and just casually we say he is the preserver of this world, and this man is simply smiling. There is no stress. What? Vishnu, you don't have any stress. You're managing the entire world. Nothing. So we know that is Vishnu. But we also know Rama is Vishnu, Krishna is Vishnu, etc. So like an avatar, like a role, a specific role played by Vishnu is given a name called Krishna. Correct? Now, Shiva also plays many roles. And one of the roles he plays is, he is a teacher. He is a teacher. So, I will see, I have a copy of that Dakshinamurti on my computer. I'll try to show it sometime here. So, yeah, I'll finish this and so maybe I should show it now because might as well, yeah, Hem, if you can pause the recording. So this is, I'm assuming you can see my screen, right? Yeah. So this is Dakshinamurti. So very much Shiva. If you look at it, we can recognize that he is Shiva. And so there's a lot of symbolism to it. But basically, if you see, he has some rishis, sages sitting in front of him, prostrating in front of him. And here the symbology is that Shiva is the teacher. He is teaching our Shastram to people. He is essentially shown as a teacher. Okay, this is what you want to visualize when we talk about Dakshinamurti. Okay, so Shiva becomes a teacher and he gets a name. Like Vishnu gets a name called Krishna in a particular role. Now, so Dakshinamurti, there are a couple of meanings to this word. So let me say that here. So one who is skillful, who is adept at, is called Dakshina. Dakshina. Okay. And because to teach the Shastram, one has to have authority. One has to know it all. There's no half-baked teaching and all possible anyway. So Dakshinascha, Amurtischa. One who is essentially formless, it seems. Formless. Because finally this Atma has no form. Because the infinite cannot have a form. Or anything that has a form is by definition finite. So when we talk of Brahma Vidya, when we talk of Brahma, the all, everything, that Brahma is formless. So Dakshinamurti represents that formless Brahma. So that is one meaning. The one who is skillful at unfolding that which is formless, which is his real nature, is called Dakshinamurti. I'll repeat that again. The one who is, in fact, the word skillful is not even appropriate enough. I feel a little uncomfortable saying skillful, as though, he's making something and you need a little bit of skill to do that. The one who is an authority on the scriptures and who unfolds this formless Brahman and whose real nature is also formless is called Dakshinamurti. And then there is another popular meaning to the word Dakshinamurti. So Dakshin, Hindi mein Dakshin to aap jante hi hain, is south. Dakshin means south. And if you go to any temple, I don't know about the north, but definitely in the south, big temples will have Dakshinamurti on the side. All the sides there will be devatas, right? All around. You walk around, Hanuman will be there. You walk around, Bhairava will be there. You walk around, Devi will be there. Durga will be there. So they will have all this. But then, if you stand on the south side of the temple, you take any temple, south side of the temple you stand. Then you will find Dakshinamurti facing you. So Dakshinamurti is there. He is facing the south. I am facing Dakshinamurti. I am facing north. Okay. Now, this south direction, south symbolizes death. South symbolizes death. Or south symbolizes that which you don't want. That which we don't want. Nobody wants. Whatever nobody wants is symbolized by the southern direction. They say, how's your business? It is going south. How's the economy? It's going south. Correct? So now you can understand south. Nobody wants to go south. Except these explorers who want to go to Antarctica and all that. That's okay. That is different. So south. Or I'm going south. Means I'm in Delhi and I'm going south, obviously. Because from Delhi you can't go anywhere else. You keep on going, you can only go south. Unless you want to go west, and there are some problems. And east also you can go a little bit, I suppose. So south. South symbolizes what we don't want, which includes death. Therefore, the opposite of south, which means north, we all want to go north. All human beings want to go north. Because north symbolizes immortality. It symbolizes vitality. It symbolizes everything I want. So now Dakshinamurti is somebody who says, okay, I have won over the south. For me, there is no such thing as south. So I will face the south. So you can face me, you can face the north. Because you want north. This is what Dakshinamurti says. So therefore, the Murti that faces south is called Dakshinamurti. Simple meaning. Correct? Dakshinamurti. And why does he say I have won over south? Because the Shastram does that to you. When you study the Shastram, you come to recognize that you are not this temporary body, you are more than this body, and you really don't die. This fact is unfolded by the Shastram, and therefore also I seek that immortality. That is what immortality can mean anyway. I'm already immortal and I recognize that I'm immortal. Okay. So that is what Dakshinamurti does to us. Now, let's see what this shloka says. Dakshinamurtaye namaha. That is the main sentence. Unto Dakshinamurti, my salutations. Correct? Dakshinamurtaye namaha. To Dakshinamurti, my salutations, my namaskars, my prostrations. Okay. Now, what kind of Dakshinamurti? Murti Bheda Vibhagine Dakshinamurtaye namaha. Murti Bheda Vibhagine means Murti Bheda. The one who appears as different forms. Murti Bheda means different forms. Vibhaga. Whose appears as different, distinct forms. It seems. Murti Bheda Vibhagane. What kind of different forms? Ishwaraha. First word, look at that. Ishwaro. Ishwaro here means Ishwaraha. So Sandhi. Sanskrit, there is something called Sandhi. And so sometimes these forms will change. And so Ishwaro means Ishwaraha. Ishwaraha, force Paramatma. And Guruhu. Next word is Guruhu. And the third word is Atma. Ishvaraha, Guruhu, Atma, Iti. Iti. Iti means in Sanskrit, iti means you have to, it's a quotation mark, which means you must put the Ishvara, Guru and Atma within quotation marks. That is what this iti means in Sanskrit. Iti means thus. Thus you can say. So if you put that in quotation marks, then, so what will he say? The Murti Bheda Vibhagini, the one who appears in three distinct forms like Ishvara, Paramatma, like a teacher, a guru, and like this Atma, the self. So here there is an implication. What is the implication? This Brahma is one, but appearing in all these forms that we all see. And in this particular case, the forms of the Dakshinamurti itself are mentioned. We call Dakshinamurti as God, Ishvara. We call him as Guru. Our own Guru is also a form of Dakshinamurti, a form of Ishvara, no doubt. And Atma. In the end, Atma and Paramatma are not different. Correct? In fact, that's why we call our Ishvara is called Paramatma. So beautiful it is. I like it so much. Atma is referring to ourselves. And this Atma is Param, infinite. Therefore, that Ishvara is called Paramatma. Because there is an equality finally between the Atma and Paramatma. There is an essential equality. Therefore, Ishvaraha, Guru, Atma. Iti, in this threefold manner, you seem to be appearing. And to that you, my salutations. And then what? Next sentence. Vyomavat vyapta dehaya. Vyomavat vyapta dehaya. So vyapta dehaha. Vyapta dehaha means one who is all pervasive, who has no form per se, who is not limited by any particular form. Vyapta dehaya, or one whose form is everywhere. Every place is his form. Vyapta dehaya. Then he says, how to visualize this Vyapta deha? How to visualize this all-pervasive form? And there so beautifully he's saying, Vyomavat. Vyomavat. Vyoma means space. Vyoma means space. Vyomavat means like space. Like space. So now if I ask you to imagine space, you imagine space. Then we imagine space. So everything here, everything that you can imagine is in space. And beyond that space also is space only. Correct? And say the space, the final frontier or something they say, right? This Star Trek. Final frontier. There is no final frontier. That which has no final frontier is space. Space has no, because if you say, oh, here is the final frontier, then we will ask the question, okay, this is the final frontier. What about the other side of the final frontier? Is there the other side or not? Yeah, there is the other side. Okay, then continue. Keep going. You should have to tell this guy, what's his name? William Shatner. Yeah, William Shatner. You have to tell him, don't stop. This is not the final frontier. You've got to keep going. So keeping on going, that is space. Vyoma Vat. So giving you an example, giving us an example of how to visualize this Vyapta Deha. All pervasive means what? Vyoma Vat, like space. Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Correct? So my salutations to Dakshinamurti. Namaha Dakshinamurtaye, who is appearing as though divided in three different ways, three different forms, as Paramatma, Ishvara, as my teacher, Guru, and as myself Atma, and who is all pervasive vyapta deha, who is all pervasive like space vyomavat. And to that Dakshinamurti, my salutations. Correct? My salutation to Dakshinamurti, who is appearing divided as Paramatma, Guru and Atma, and who's all pervasive like space. That is the meaning of this shloka. So let us chant it now. Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Okay. Mohini, Rukmini, Beena.
Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Nice. Rukmini. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Sorry. Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Nice.
Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Okay. Yeah. So Ishwaro gururAtmeti. Correct? That's what you said, no? Atmeti. Say that again.
Ishwaro gururAtmeti.
Okay. So it sounds like Atmedi. See, is there a difference between Atmeti and Atmedi? Is there a difference in what I said? Ta. Yeah. So feels like a da. That's good. That's fine. Hem, Prasad, and Meenakshi.
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः.
Good.
Ishvaro Gururātmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Nice.
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः.
Good. Ashutosh, Hema.
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः.
Yeah. So Vyomvat, I heard Vyomvat. So I think that's the Hindi coming, no? Vyomvat.
It says there is a the here. Vyomvad. There is a the here. The for
Yeah. Good point. So first it is not Vyom. Vyom Hindi में Vyom है, लेकिन यहाँ पर Vyomavat. Okay. So
Vyoma. Vyoma. Okay.
So we have to be careful about that in Sanskrit.
So it's Vat.
Yeah. So Vyoma is the actual word. Takara.
Okay.
The first letter. But then when it is followed by a soft consonant like Va, then that ta becomes soft, and so the ta becomes da. Ta, tha, da. The ta, which is the first letter, becomes the third letter, which is the. So what is written is correct. What is written is correct. But I
Right.
want to remind you that the original word has the takara.
Vyomvatta. Okay.
The word. If you start plucking the words from the sentence, then that vyomavad should become vyomavat, and then you should talk about vyomavat.
Right. Okay. So it's Vyomvat Vyapta Dehaya.
Yeah, so these words are shaking hands. And then you say, wait a minute. Okay, let's stop shaking hands. And I want to come over. Then they have to remove those things. Now their form will change. And so these words in Sanskrit, they change forms when they come close to each other.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hemaji, go ahead.
Ishwaro gururAtmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Nice. So any questions? I think we covered a lot. We even covered a little bit, touched upon Vedanta and all that. So any doubts, questions, comments, thoughts?
So what is the first occurrence of Dakshinamurti? Because in North, I've never mentioned, no mention of Dakshinamurti in Haridwar or Rishikesh or any of the northern temples. Dakshinamurti is absent, and I don't think even in Bhagavad Gita he's mentioned. Is he? I don't know.
Yeah. So Dakshinamurti, yeah, definitely more popular in Tamil Nadu, in South, and very traditional thing. So they may in the North they may say Shiva. Shiva is okay.
Shiva is there. Yes, absolutely.
Shiva is there. So when they in the ashrams, if you go to the ashrams in Rishikesh and other places, you will have Shiva's image will be there.
Sure.
They may not call him Dakshinamurti, but that Shiva, they are worshipping that particular form, and it's a more popular in the South. And yeah, so anybody can be a teacher. So of course, in the Mahabharata, Krishna becomes a teacher of the Shastra.
Right.
So Krishna is playing the role of a teacher there, which is fascinating. But the traditionally, when we talk about teaching, then Shiva steps in. Shiva is looked upon as a teacher.
Right. Yeah. The Adi Yogi and the first Yogi and all that, it's all Shiva.
Correct. Yeah. I don't know what he means by Adi Yogi. We need to see.
Okay.
But yeah, right. That's the idea. Adi Yogi. So Anadi, Adi Yogi is Anadi, really speaking, beginningless.
Right.
We say Adi, but really he is one who has no beginning. Okay. So Adi, we should assume that Adi means Adi is a manner of saying, manner of speaking. But he is the first yogi. You could call him that. But doesn't mean he has a beginning. There is no beginning.
Right.
So that way, if you look at time, then he's Anadi. Very interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Any other thoughts, questions?
So Dakshinamurti is Guru, Shiva in Guru form. So is it similar to like Vishnu being Haigriva, where he's the Guru, or is it just like specific for Dakshinamurti alone?
Yeah. So generally, when we come to Shastram, we say Shiva. Yeah, Vishnu took the form of Haigriva, right? And who did he teach?
He taught Agastya Mahamuni about Lalita Sahasranama. That's when
Correct.
it was
Exactly. So Haigriva. So the Brahma Vidya he may not have taught. So that is why that's
But
where.
I mean, we know only the Lalita Sahasranama, but he also taught the other part of it, like, Tripura Rahasyam and all that come before also. We are more familiar with the Lalita Sahasranamam, but that also teaches Vedanta, right? That's also like Param Vidya, according to what is described in the Puranas. And I don't know, I haven't read those books.
Yeah, so generally, when we talk about Brahma Vidya, there are these main Prasthanatree. Those are the main texts.
Oh, okay, like the Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, and Upanishad.
We don't beat around the bush, and we don't take Lalita Sahasranamam and use that to teach Vedanta. We don't do that.
Yeah,
So like
I
that,
thought like there was extensive telling that was there also that I didn't or know about.
So Lalita Sahasranamam, we can interpret it in a way which is consistent with what the Upanishads talk about. But Lalita Sahasranamam cannot be the main Vedanta text.
Okay. It cannot be used as the
because it has a lot. It has a lot in Lalita Sahasranamam which are not Vedanta also. Okay, so
Yes.
that is also there. So yeah, Hayagriva, a form of Vishnu. Vishnu has taken the form, of course, not as a teacher, but Dhanvantari, if you say, then represents the science of healing and well-being, no? Dhanvantari. So like that we have forms teaching specific subjects like Ayurvedacharya, Dhanvantari.
So for Brahma Vidya, it's Dakshinamurti. So
Correct.
if you want spiritual knowledge, you pray to Dakshinamurti.
Correct. Any other thoughts, questions? Okay. We will pause with that then. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.